Governor Dayton's office to demand that he raise the welfare grants. The welfare grants have not been raised since 1986. In 1986, the welfare grant for one child and one adult was $437. Today in 2014, the welfare grant for one child and one adult is still $437. This is outrageous. Poor families have struggled year after year while politicians have cut from health and human services. Last year, the Welfare Rights Committee have won the first ever increase for welfare in the form of a housing allowance and a repeal of the family cap. But it doesn't start until 2015. Our families need help now.
That's right.
This year, the Welfare Rights Committee has a bill that will push up the date for the housing increase and repeal the family cap for July of 2014 instead of waiting another year. We also have in our bills to use TANF money to raise the welfare grants. Poor families don't have years to wait for a grant increase. We need this increase to happen now. Women and children are suffering. For too long, the poorest families have paid for budget shortfalls. Now there is a surplus, and it should go to the poorest of the poor. Currently, there are over 70,000 Minnesota children living in extreme poverty because grants for families on MPEP have not been increased since 1986, 28 years ago. Poor families are tired of being served up for cuts. Today, poor families want to be served up the surplus.
Yes.
In the form of money for poor families and children. Even though we are in a so-called recovery, many people are being left behind. Raising the grants is important to help low-income people get raised out of poverty. There has been a lot of lip service lately about helping women in poverty. The Welfare Rights Committee believes that implementing the first welfare grant increase in 28 years should be a no-brainer if the state is serious about helping poor women and children and families. What do we want?
Raise the grants.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Raise the grants.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Raise the grants.
When do we want it?
Now.
All right, I have here in my hand just a few of the almost 900 postcards from people who signed by hand, one by one, outside the welfare offices and in the neighborhoods in the Twin Cities and around Minnesota. What we have in front of us is 28 empty plates. That represents 28 years without a grant increase in the state of Minnesota. We're here to tell Governor Dayton that it's time to serve up some money on these plates. We need 28 years worth of money out of that surplus onto these plates and into the pockets of poor families around the state who have not seen an increase in 28 years.
Right.
70,000 children are living in extreme poverty. For 28 years, politicians have made a choice to keep families poorer and poorer and poorer. It didn't just happen. It was a choice.
Yes.
And we have a bill this year to say, make the right choice, raise the grants, give up the surplus, TANF money for TANF families. So everyone who has a stack of cards, distribute them along the plates and we will deliver these messages to Governor Dayton today. Should we move? Yeah. Okay. All right. Everyone grab a plate. You can come back out and grab another one at a time. Governor Dayton, we're at your door. Stop the war on the poor. Governor Dayton, we're at your door. Stop the war on the poor. Governor Dayton, we're at your door. Stop the war on the poor. Governor Dayton, we're at your door. Stop the war on the poor. Governor Dayton, we're at your door. Stop the war on the poor. Governor Dayton, we're at your door. Stop the war on the poor. Governor Dayton, we're at your door. Stop the war on the poor. Governor Dayton, we're at your door. Stop the war on the poor. Governor Dayton, we're at your door. Stop the war on the poor. Governor Dayton, we're at your door. Stop the war on the
meetings elsewhere at the moment.
As he always is, every time we come here.
Even though we were asked for meetings. Well, what we have here is hundreds of postcards, close to 900 postcards from people around the state. There's a surplus right now, and the Governor Dayton is not talking about increasing the welfare grants. And we've met with the DHS, we've met with the underlings. We want to meet with Governor Dayton himself so he can understand the importance of this situation. So I was wondering if you could set up a meeting with the governor right now.
I cannot, I'm not his scheduler.
We have gone through his scheduler, we have done everything, and they are not setting up a meeting. And Governor Dayton has a horrible record for what he has done for poor women and children in this state. He should be ashamed. He has done nothing. He's given billions to a billionaire, Ziggy Wilf. He's given tons of money to other causes. He has done nothing for poor women and for poor children. And he needs to meet with those and be accountable to the people that he has done nothing for. And that's us. And that's who we represent. And we need a meeting. So we need someone to come out here now to set up a meeting because we're tired. We've gone through the channels, we've done everything, and there has been no meeting set up with Governor Dayton. And he needs to face the people that he is doing absolutely nothing for, except letting us fall into deeper and deeper poverty.
Okay.
So we want to meet with someone now that will do that, if you cannot.
Great. I can give you the information of our scheduler.
No, we've
No,
already
no,
met
no,
with
no,
someone
no.
else.
We went through the scheduling, we've already tried that. We want to meet with somebody that's going to definitely put us on the schedule to meet with Governor Dayton. We're not going to go through your process because your process hasn't worked for us. So now we want to take another process.
He's obviously more interested in the suits than he is in poor women and children.
Well, unfortunately,
Where's
we
the
have a
scheduler?
process in place. She's in a meeting at the moment. I can certainly email her and let her know that.
Let her know we're here and we want to talk to
Right,
her.
I can't promise.
Yeah, why aren't they answering the people that put it in the office? I guess he want to leave a legacy of not helping the poor families and working children and people who are on welfare.
What is there a contact person?
No,
so
we
I
want to
can-
meet with someone now. That's why we're here.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess if you want to wait, she's in a meeting, so I don't know when she'll be done.
Well, let us meet with somebody in her stead that can put us on the
There's one
agenda.
scheduler, so
I don't buy that. We don't buy that. We've gone through your process multiple times.
There is
They
one-
are not scheduling a meeting with us. That's outrageous. He should at least have the decency to meet with us and to face us so we can wage our complaints directly with the governor.
He meets with everybody else around the state. Why aren't you meeting with the welfare rights?
Why isn't he meeting with poor women and children at all?
Okay, well, if you'd like to wait for Grace Fleming, I'm not sure when she'll be done with her meeting, but
Call him.
otherwise I can give you her phone number.
Yeah, let her know it's an emergency.
Call him.
We've we've gone through the process.
I've worked for state and
And all the
federal.
channels.
It isn't that easy for us to get here. She should come talk to us now.
Right, I can't do anything
No,
about that.
you
You
don't
know,
have to
if
do
she knew you
something.
were coming ahead of time,
You don't have to
you
do
might have.
something.
Ahead of time, we tried to do that ahead of time process, but that ahead of time process didn't work. So now, it's up to you guys to make the process happen today.
You're gonna have to do
Great,
something.
okay, well, unfortunately, if
Well,
you'd like to give her a
fortunately,
call
you can
and
do
set
it now.
something up.
No, we ain't going nowhere until you get somebody out here, get today. Today. There's always something you can do.
Who's next in command? Where's that person at? Taxpayers are always paying money for the next person, the next person, the next person. Lieutenant governor, somebody. Look out this fire.
Yep, this is the office of the governor that totally neglected poor women and children while he was in office. Just for your tour. For your tour information.
That should be put in the pamphlet.
No, it's pretty frustrating because the governor's own Department of Human Services provided figures that shows that the TANF money that is meant for poor families are not going to poor families. But the governor is not doing anything about that. And so we want to know why he is not using his power of persuasion, his power of the pen, his power while he's in office to do the right thing after 28 years. So we think it's more than just meeting with policy people. We want to meet with him politically on this very serious issue because these, you know, the underlings know the facts. We want to make sure the governor knows the facts and we want to know what he's going to do about it.
Well, I have Grace Fleming's contact information here.
And it hasn't been any of assistance to us. That's the scheduler. I know who she is. We've done that process. Okay, did you hear me like 5 other times when I told you that? So all of us want to go over Grace Fleming's head. We want you to go over Grace Fleming's head and get somebody out here to schedule an appointment with Governor Dayton for the poor of Minnesota. So let's make that happen. Since you quick to give us Grace Fleming.
Okay, I mean, she's the scheduler, so
In other words, she doesn't care.
that's not what I'm
Looks
saying.
like you don't care.
I mean, I can call someone else, but they're gonna tell you the same.
No,
that they
well,
don't.
we're gonna tell them the
Call
same thing
someone
too.
else, bring someone out here in person
Yeah,
that
bring
has
somebody
something,
out here.
and that can do something.
Great.
I like not even Grace Fleming calls.
Hi, are you
Yeah, she had a raise within 28 years. But they all have raises every year.
Okay. Well, I'll just call me.
While you're at it, you can bring someone out for the governor to receive these postcards directly, rather than it just going through.
Hi, would you be able to come up here and speak with a group of people? Okay, great, thank you. Bye.
We're not corporations.
Yeah, we don't wear suits.
Unfortunately.
Otherwise, we might get in a lot easier. to
I'm
see
just
the-
the plant manager here. Hi, Chris Gibbon, plant manager. Is Paula back there?
I'm not sure, I can check and see if she.
Yeah.
I don't think she's here.
Well, we need some supplies. What can you give us?
I don't have any supplies. I'm trying to get heat. We've got areas of this building that don't have heat.
Well, now you know what it's like for poor families in Minnesota who don't have heat, because there's not enough money, because the welfare grants haven't been raised. or they're living in a car or on the street. So, at least you got a roof over your head.
And maybe got a raise in the last 28 years.
Yeah.
I also spent a lot of time going to college and working.
I don't know. Yeah, and who took care of your kids? Well, you went to college and got to work.
I did.
Oh. No woman in the picture, right?
If she's not, because I want to brief her on
School, went to college.
And I can go with
Lucky
that.
for you.
On welfare, he needs help.
Person in the room.
And they went to college and watched their kids too.
Claim management.
I just think they're up and don't know where now.
Okay, keep talking.
Okay. Okay, okay, thanks, bye. Do you just want to leave Paula a voicemail? She's not at the Capitol at the moment.
Oh, she's not. Okay, yeah, I'll call her on the cell
Okay,
phone.
sounds good.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
I don't know.
Governor Dayton, we want to see you now. Down,
N-O-W, now.
Hi folks,
hello there.
we're a place of business here. We've got to be able to stay open for other people. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, the governor represents us too,
I
so
agree,
there you go.
and we've met
he's
with you.
No.
You and I have talked
The
several
governor's,
times.
the governor
You and I
has
have talked
never.
several times, correct?
No, we have not.
Yes, ma'am.
No. The governor has not
In
met
fact, I still
with
have the check you
us.
guys gave us. We've met several times.
Oh, last year. Oh, yeah, when we just.
But
came
you
in.
haven't met with us, you just met us.
You are not the governor,
Say
and we
true.
want a meeting with the
What can
governor.
I- what
Can
can I
you
do
make
for you?
that happen? We have gone through the process and the governor is
I don't
refused.
control the governor's schedule. I don't. We have a proper step for
Yeah,
how.
we've done the
Well,
proper step,
Well,
and we
no,
have
you
not
did. I'm the
received.
assistant chief of staff.
Oh.
Chief is there.
Oh,
And
there
so-
we go.
Well, here's some messages for sure that we would
For
like to
sure.
get
Well,
to
appreciate
the
it.
governor.
Absolutely.
What we have here is 28 plates
Okay.
representing the 28 years that welfare families have gone without an increase.
Okay.
There's nearly 900 postcards signed by people from around Minnesota. And we're
Great.
talking standing outside the welfare office,
Wonderful.
one-on-one,
Wonderful.
getting people to sign.
Okay.
And so this message we feel has been ignored. There needs
Yes.
to be a grant increase now. The Department of Human Services has the figures about where the TANF money is going.
Sure.
And so the money is there. There's a surplus to backfill the misspent TANF money.
Okay.
And this is a year to do that. And so that's why we want the governor to put his talk and his action and his pen behind this idea.
Okay.
And we want the governor, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
We want the governor, and we want you to take the message to him, that he has done a horrible job of representing poor women and children in this state.
Okay.
Women in general and children, but in particular, poor women and children. His track record is, he should get an F. It's
Okay.
outrageous. And
Okay.
he is the governor, like many people voted for him, looking for him to take the lead to represent the needs of poor families in this state. And he has been silent, absolutely silent, both in his words and in his action. He's not even talking. When we talked to him before he got elected, he said he supported ending the 5-year limit. He's done nothing on welfare, absolutely nothing. It's an outrage, and we want him to know that. And he needs to be accountable to those of us that he is affecting, because by doing nothing, he is committing people. I don't like your attitude. Like, you think I'm just talking like off the top of my head?
I'm just listening to you.
Oh, really?
I'm just listening to you.
Okay, well, maybe you should take notes, because the problem is that he needs to be accountable to the people
Okay.
that he is not doing anything for.
Okay.
And you know what? See that right there? If weed was in process, It'd be out here. It's sitting over there in the corner. He's here. He can talk.
Well, the governor's not here, actually.
Oh, no. Somebody,
I don't know how
other thing to say, gonna have to come out here and satisfy this because we ain't going nowhere.
Well, the governor's not here. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Well, then what can you
can't
do?
Yeah.
What can you do?
Well, I can take down the message. That's what I can do.
And can you pressure the scheduler to get us in right now?
Right
I
now.
don't control the governor's schedule.
Okay,
Uh,
well,
we're
asking
asking
you to
the
put
staff.
pressure.
Is she your staff?
I don't control the governor's schedule. The governor controls his
That
own
way we don't have
schedule.
a car.
We have a process here. We
Yeah, we
receive lots of
learned
requests.
the process.
But you chief staff.
We have been
This is the
talking
chief of
to
staff.
try and meet with the governor
And the
since he
chief of
came
staff.
into
Well, I
office.
understand.
We want to know why he's
I-
afraid to meet with poor people in this state.
I don't believe the governor's afraid to.
I think he must be.
I understand that.
We want a response. We want to know why he will not. Really? It's okay to attack poor people and
I
then you
haven't
say,
attacked
He
anyone.
wants to be elected.
I've done nothing to you to have you yell at me. I've done nothing to you.
Well,
I've
yeah,
listened to what
you're
you
being a
said.
gatekeeper, you're
I've
not letting us
courteously
get
listened
into
to
the
you. I've
governor.
done nothing to be deserve to be yelled at, correct?
You ain't
So I would
doing
love
nothing.
for you
You're
to
doing nothing.
What I would advise
Why
is
can you
here.
come out and talk if you ain't gonna do nothing? So
No.
why you come out and talk and waste your time and hours if you ain't gonna do nothing?
Well, I told you what I'm gonna do. I told you what I'm gonna do.
So go back and find somebody else that can do something since you done assisted.
Well, I
Again,
told you
assist
what
us
I
to
can
find
do.
somebody to go in there, go and find somebody.
I've told you what I can do.
No, well, we taking that, go and find somebody since you assisted, assist us to go and find somebody that we go get to the day.
What? I'm that person.
Well, then,
I'm that
well,
person.
what you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I've told you what I'm going to do.
What?
I'm going. You can all. I will go
No.
make extra copies of this.
No,
Well,
no.
unfortunately,
No.
that's the process.
Well,
Unfortunately, that's what I
that's-
understand. Like the process. That is.
We've done the process. Do you understand? We have done the process
I
over
understand.
and over.
I
What we
understand.
want to know directly from Governor Dayton, we want you to ask him, and we want a response. Why is he afraid to meet with?
I don't believe the governor's afraid to meet with
Then
anyone.
let him answer that himself. Let him tell
His
us.
schedule's
Let him
very
tell us
busy.
he's not afraid,
His
and let him
schedule's
tell us
very
why. I don't care if he's busy. He has time to address this issue.
He can
I don't
take
care how
out.
busy he is.
Please don't
He
yell.
has time to
I'm
address
asking you
this.
again. I'm asking you again. Please have a
What do you want me
respectful
to do?
conversation. Have a respectful
No,
conversation.
you guys are attacking women
I'm
and
not
children.
attacking anyone.
And
I'm
that
not-
is
I'm-
wrong. And you know what?
I'm not
People are
attacking anyone.
angry.
I'm not
And if
attacking
we're
anyone.
angry, we're gonna yell. So take it. Take it. It's your responsibility.
Mhm.
It's your responsibility.
Why can't you call him now?
The governor's not here.
You never say a phone.
Direct line.
Call the cell phone. Call the cell phone.
Here's
Everybody
the
has
process.
cell phones.
Here's the
Call
process.
cell phone.
So if I could talk, if I could talk.
Well, if you
Here-
talk, then talk. To him, not to us. Talk to him.
Because we've
To
done
get
the
to
process.
us.
We've done the process.
We've gone through the roads and the roads and the rigmaroles, and we ain't going nowhere to get to somebody today that's gonna do something for us. It's been 6 whole months just to get to you. You the assistant will assist us
To get us to
straight to this.
one step closer. Want to be right here next to Dayton.
Next door. You too now, you can help me, you be in history too now. You be in history too when you break this rigmarole. You out here floating and we don't like it. We ain't got no shade, no water, no drink, no
Yep,
heat,
and
no
I-
clothes, no nothing. We don't like it. So hey, assist us.
70,000 children are in poverty. Does Governor Dayton want that to be on his record of how he assisted Minnesota? Oh, he does. He likes to know that 70,000 children are in poverty.
Extreme
You're
poverty.
agreeing with that.
He calls off school. Here's a perfect example. He calls off school, he gives people school a day off, gives the state a day off. But what does he do for the people in poverty during that time? I didn't hear you because you were talking so quietly or you were mumbling something.
Well, I'm trying to have a respectful conversation. I'm trying not to yell. My point is, he didn't close the state. That's not actually factually correct. He didn't close the state.
Oh, really?
That's kind of a technicality. The
No, I
question
sure.
is, he's not doing the same kind of service for
I
people
understand.
who are in need of help that he's doing for people who are perfectly fine, and can get to school and go through the normal.
See,
Why?
well,
Because they are secure.
he's willing to meet with a corrupt person like Ziggy Wilf, a billionaire, and give him money out of the state coffers, and he's not willing to meet with poor families? What's that about? Sucking up to the money? Won't meet with the people that he actually represents? He doesn't represent Ziggy Wilf. Not at all.
So here's what we need. We need you to get those messages to the governor. You need, as chief of staff, you need.
I'm not the chief of staff. He just said
I
he's
thought
the
you said
chief,
you
I'm the assistant chief of staff.
Okay, as the assistant chief of staff, excuse me. We need you to talk to the scheduler, who is the staff person, and tell him that the governor needs to meet with us.
Yes.
We need
Well,
you
I
to
can't tell the governor controls his own schedule.
Well, the
He
scheduler
controls his
can
own
give him
schedule.
suggestions.
The governor controls his own schedule.
Well, then tell
We
the
have
governor
a
we have
process.
to
There are
meet.
lots of people who would like to meet with the governor. I promise you, and it's the same thing I just told you, I promise you, when you leave me messages, I get them to the governor. They go, we have a formal process for this. We receive, in a week, we
formal
will
process
receive.
is to put us in the garbage can. That's what the formal process is. Because if you had any thoughts or any inkling or any soul,
I'm not sure.
you would be like,
Well, that's not fair. That's not fair. That's
you
not
would
fair.
be like Governor Dayton. You should come and meet with these poor families. They need for you to listen to what they got to say. Man, if you guys can sit at a table and talk about how to build $1 billion stadium and give $1 billion to them that lives somewhere in New York that has its own money, we need money for our families. He needs to sit down at the table with our families. We need him to not only just get the message, but we want him to sit down with us at the table so he can hear the message from our mouths, not from lip service. We want a meeting with the governor. We're tired of doing the process. We've been doing the process since he got into office, and the process has never done any justice for us. So now we're asking you to help Grace get us a meeting with the governor and have that happen sometime within the nearest future, like a minimum.
I understand.
That would be good,
I
in a month.
I understand.
We can do right now, but I understand that's not going to happen.
Happen, and we're not having a conversation. Here's what I can tell you.
We're personalizing. This is about issues in the
Well, you're
state.
personalizing it. You
No,
just told me I
this is-
didn't have a soul.
This is
I mean,
issues
I
told you,
in
yeah,
the
you're
state
personalizing
about poor families. And I
Okay.
don't like your approach. I understand it. You go to training for it. We know this whole attitude that you have. So listen, what we're saying
Courtesy?
is, what we want is
Is
for you.
courtesy the problem?
Oh,
Yeah, right.
okay.
I'm just
I'm already
curious.
this guy is.
So, can I ask one thing?
So
Do
you
you
would
have-
reiterate.
Yeah, I would love
Okay,
to.
go
Do you have, like, are these individual addresses that we
Yes.
can return? Okay, so we will make sure that the addresses all, that the names and addresses all get entered into the system.
These are
We'll
the
make
people that want us to meet with the governor. So I just
Sure,
wanna let you
no,
know that.
understand completely.
And
And
I
what
don't
we'll
meet
do-
with him, but they
and
also
other-
want
if
to.
there are other- If there are other sort of personalized messages, I assure you that this stuff, I will go make extra sheets if you want to write them out. I assure you that those messages will all get through. On the scheduling piece, I don't control the governor's schedule.
But
He'll sit
you-
down. No, just let me finish. I've tried several times and not been able to finish. Please just let me finish. I don't control the governor's
I'm sorry,
schedule.
what did you
He's very busy. On an average week, we get about 10,000 emails and phone calls requesting things. On an average week. I know that he takes all of this stuff but he's one guy and it's very difficult for him to see every meeting. That's why he has staff that handle particular issues.
Then why aren't the grants increased yet?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the policy
Well, that's
answer to that.
what, when I touch your boss.
Well, what I'm saying is we will put this, that we will enter all of the information in. And there are policy people, there are staff members who deal with all sorts of different policies.
We met with
When
them.
it gives me stuff such as this. What's that?
You know, I've got to find out, I don't know.
Well, what do you go find out now?
I'm gonna give you a little history.
Huh? One second.
We requested a meeting, we got some meetings with the DHS, we got the information that we need to take to the governor. And that's why the next step is to meet with the governor. because the DHS gave us the info. They have to do what the governor says. And the governor is clearly not telling you to do the right thing.
Exactly.
So that's why we need to meet with the governor. Step by step by step. So we've done this.
So we've done the steps,
Mhm.
and since the steps have been done, can we get a reprieve? Can we get in now because we've done the steps? I mean, you know what I'm saying? We went through the little process.
I hear what you're saying, I hear what you're saying, I will definitely, that, I don't have one with me.
Take it to the governor, and we will be back. We will be back.
Yep.
And the governor will be hearing from us and from people all over the state.
I hear what you're saying. I invite you to come back. As long as we can maintain a respectful place of business, I invite you to come back anytime.
Listen, sir.
Anytime.
This state is not respectful. So don't give me that crap. This state is killing children and women. So don't tell me to be respectful. I have every right to be outraged. We all have every right, and you should be outraged too. So don't tell me about respect. This state is disrespecting the families that are in poverty. I don't buy this crap. Don't even go there. It's outrageous. So do something about it. Don't just do your little talking. Do something real and get families out of poverty. And there's a way to do it, and there's a way to do it now. What do we want? Raise the grass. What do we want? Now. Raise the grass.